Hello. At this point of the course, it's time for us to install a plugin. This plugin is called the floor generator, and you can go into cgsource.com to find it, or you could just type in Google floor generator. It's a very popular plugin and you'll find it right away. Now keep in mind that we can only use this plugin inside any closed 2D shape object or on flat objects. We're going to be checking out more of it once we go into the 3ds Max. Now, in order to download it, you have to create an account. So if you don't have an account yet, sign up. And once you verify your account, you can go down here and this free version will be available for you. So let's create our account and download this. Alright, once you set up your account, you should see something like this. Now the download will be available. I've downloaded my version and you should have something like this. Now, just unzip it or extract all of the content using the WinRAR or any other software such as 7-zip. And let's go to the floor generator file. Now you can see that this plugin supports almost all versions of 3ds Max. So for me, I've got the 2023 version. So I'm just going to Ctrl-C this file and I'm going to go to where my 3ds Max has been saved. So once you are here in the 3ds Max folder, let's go all the way down here where it says plugins. So let's double click on plugins and just paste your DLL file here. So Ctrl-V or right click and paste. And that's everything you need to do. Make sure that you have your 3ds Max closed. So let's go into the software. Once here in 3ds Max, let's create a plane. And let's give this 5 meter by 5 meters. So 500 by 500 centimeters. Let's just go to our clay mode and hit our G key as always. And if you followed the step-by-step, you should find the floor generator plugin inside the modifier list. So let's type in floor generator and there it is. Now, how does the floor generator works? First of all, you need to understand that this will only work in a flat surface. So let's keep that in mind. Also, as the instructions said in the website, we can only use it on 2D closed objects. Now let's see what we can find here. First of all, we have the floor pattern. So because we're using the free version, we only have the standard, but it's enough. Now we also have the max length. So the max length will basically just play around the length for each board. And be careful not to reset this max length value. It would probably crash your 3ds Max. So if I tried it myself, I'll get this warning here. So I'll just press cancel. Now let's go back to it again and at 250 centimeters. I also have the max width, which is actually the width of it, obviously. And the standard width for each board, it's around 8 to 12 centimeters. So let's just type in 8 centimeters for now. And the grout length, it's basically the offset for each board, like so. Let's just leave it at 0 centimeters because in real life, people actually prefer the boards to be really close to each other. So that's a general tip there. Now we have the minimum offset percentage, and this will actually just offset the length for each board. So this is going to be a helpful value for us to create random tilings. We also have the extrude in height and the bevel. So as you can see, each one of these boards has a bevel value on them. And let's just reduce them for a bit. So remember that the closer they are, the better. So 0.1 centimeters will be more than enough. Now we also have the variation per board, and this will actually control the rotation for each individual board. We're not going to be playing much with it as it's not really that important. Down here we have the scaling and direction. And if I just want to change the direction from horizontal to maybe vertical, I can just rotate this by 90 degrees. So let's type in 90, like so. And I can also play with the scale. So the scale will just control the size for each board. But we can control that with the values from the board size to be a bit more precise. So let's just keep the scale at 100%. Now the UV settings are how our textures and materials are going to be applied to these boards. And we're going to be controlling that with the Corona renderer settings. So let's just leave this one out too. Here is the warnings. Now, it says 10,000 boards, so that's the maximum amount of boards that we can create right now. Don't move this, it's okay to have it at 10,000. And obviously the update, we always want to see what we're doing, so let's keep it as always. And we can actually save some presets that we've created. So if we generate a type of floor, we can actually save it to use it later. So that's basically the values for the floor generator. And this plugin is very helpful because it would not only work with floors, but also with walls for the facades. So this has been an introduction for this plugin. I'll see you in the next lesson.